My name is Mandisa Nduna, and I play the character of Buruti. My first thought when I read the script was, yo, it's not a world that has been explored in an African context like that before. These are the stories, you know, this type of fantasy, magical realism are the types of stories that I grew up watching and reading. But it was so beautiful to know that these roles and these worlds were going to be portrayed by people who look and sound like me. And I was just honored to be a part of it. I didn't need to know too much about the story to want to be a part of it, because also I trust Jamil with my whole life in terms of myself as an actor. So I didn't need to know much. I just saw like where he wanted to go, and I was like, I'm in. Let's go. I'm in it with you. Kwenzakalani?
Hayi, Buruti, lala.
Into exelelwayo uyenze xa ilanga lijonge phi.
Mhla ngikubekelezelela lesiqalekiso. The story of season 1 of Blood Psalms is too big to really summarize. I'll say ultimately it's a story of the pursuit of power and the desperation that people have around gaining and retaining that power. It's a big world. There's a lot of characters, a lot of tribes, but ultimately it's a story of power. Shooting the very first episode of Blood Psalms was a lot of fun, because the shoot started day 1 of the shoot. It was myself and another character, another actor inside the caves where Buruti lives, and it was dark and it was exciting and it was new, and meeting the crew was very interesting, because this is a story that takes you out of the world that you know, the normal houses that you roam in and the streets and all that stuff, and takes you, you know, underground, so to speak. So shooting the very first day, the very first episode was incredibly an out-of-body experience, so to speak.
Mama. Mama.
Itsho Buruti, mamela.
Thongabehla mama.
Oh, ucinga ngobusuku obukhulu buzayo.
Hayi. Ufikile mama ngephupho.
Umsindisi. Kodwa zange wambona nombona nje.
Ufikile, ndimbonile, uvelile. Ngephupho. Lephupho mama. Kuba ngathi ngibuyele. Lingidle lingishiye mama. Ngiyasibuza ngiyasiphendula ukuthi lephupho ngangiliphupho ngiselusana na. Noma lifika namhlanje mama, umoya wakhe awunako ukuthula.
The sets and costumes and the world of Blood Psalms in general was so interesting for me to dive into. These are clothes that I wouldn't normally wear. These are places I wouldn't normally hang out. My character is part of Amaqini, who are the cave dwellers. So that's where I spent the bulk of the time shooting, down in the caves. And the caves, you know, we shot at multiple locations, but it was very, very interesting being there. It was also quite interesting physically as well for the body, because you kind of have to walk different, because you never know what you could be bumping into, and you know, you have to carry yourself differently. You have to navigate those worlds in a much different way than you would navigate the world that we know today. And it also, the costumes play a huge part in that, because you have to be comfortable, and those costumes have to match the world that you're now in. So what would cave dwellers wear? What kind of shoes would they wear, if they wear shoes at all? How would they protect themselves from the rocks and the crevices and the caves and the bats and all that stuff? So it was very interesting to be a part of something completely unknown to me and most people, I would imagine.
Kasi, Akalo sisale Buruti.
Angenza ngalutho mina.
Awukakaqeqadeki okwangoku Buruti. Kodwa phakathi kwami nawe siyayazi. Ayizibanga ngiye nomzuzu ba usibonisa inkawu. Ngenja.
Angazi ukuthi ukhuluma ngani bhuti.
Uselibele isicwangciso sakho zokuhlasela udonga.
The character that I play, Buruti, is young, much younger than I actually am. So full of life and full of purpose. She is someone trying to navigate a world and a tribe that is not originally her own. So she's an orphan, and she's very much, for the most part, treated like that. So she feels it as well. She takes it on, and in a sense, she doesn't feel like she belongs. She's trying to belong. She's trying to assimilate to the culture, assimilate to the language, but it's very difficult because she knows and is sometimes reminded that she is an outsider, that she is an orphan. What she is aware of is that her purpose is a lot bigger than the world that she finds herself in. So that's what drives her to go out and fulfill what she feels like is her ultimate purpose. And she has all the best intentions. She might not always make the best decisions, but her intentions are certainly in the right place.
Iyakunwabisa lento wasolo kunyashana nami.
The tribe that Buruti belongs to, when we are introduced to her in the story, is Amachini, the Chini tribe. And they are the keepers of secrets, the cave dwellers, the cursed ones. The language that they speak is primarily Xhosa. So the choices that were made in terms of how Buruti navigates this world is that because she's aware that she is an orphan and an outsider outside of the sort of core original tribe, is that she's trying to speak that language. So she speaks a combination, I'd say, of Xhosa and Zulu. What I learned about myself while playing Buruti, she reminded me of the kind of zest and energy that I had when I was 18, which was a very long time ago. You know, what's happened now is you know, I have life figured out, and I know what I want to do, and I know how to do it. But with Buruti, there's still like a wonder. There's still like an unknown territory that she wants to explore. So she kind of reminded me that that's how I used to operate, and I used to enjoy life a lot more because I didn't know what was on the other side of the door. I wasn't afraid to dream something and then go out and do it and let impulse drive me. So I just learned that I need to remember that and keep that youthful eagerness while having the maturity that I have to make smarter decisions. Yeah, so it's a balance of her youthfulness with my knowing better.